So we've got some exciting new set photos from the Crystal Lake TV show brought to us by A24 and Peacock. And these pictures come to us by way of Friday the 13th Archivist on Instagram. I've got their link in the description if you want to follow their page and make sure you're seeing these as they drop, because this is some good stuff. I'm really digging the visuals here, and it makes me hopeful. I will say that. I will show you guys as we go along. Some of these pictures kind of confirm the exact time frame of where we're at, which is very exciting. So, you know, here we've got our classic welcome to Crystal Lake sign. It's looking beautiful. It's looking very worn. Very good job here by the production crew and the prop masters and all that. So really digging that shot there. We've got a couple pictures of the lake itself. So it's looking a little algae heavy, a little grimy, a little slimy, maybe a bit of a mucky bottom on that lake. And it looks like in the distance on the left side of the picture, you can see some sort of structure. The picture must be from the perspective of the set. So I would imagine that's a property that is, you know, belongs to, you know, somebody else and has nothing to do with the production. But a lovely shot of the lake there. And then here we've got another shot of the lake. This is a really cool, almost like spooky kind of shot. I love, you know, that light coming in from the right side, but coming in off the lake, whereas the photos being taken from the shade provided by the tree there, we get a nice shot of that dock. You know, it's just, there is something timeless about this location. And I guess that's the great thing about nature is if you don't surround it with a bunch of modern stuff, you get something that, you know, you can really step into and believe that you are in a totally different time, you know, because they're shooting for the 70s for this TV show. So yeah, just another shot of the lake. It's looking great. It's same location, I believe, as where they shot the original film. So looking really good here. And here we've got some cabin action. So here we get a confirmation, 1971. So I think this is great news. The cool thing about this, if you put it in 1971, that means that once we get to the point where we're looking at a movie with this universe, you know, because the Jason universe and the folks creating the TV show have basically, at least as far as the news we got last week, it sounds like they've agreed to play nice together and share some of these, you know, share the IP essentially. So it sounds like the Crystal Lake TV show at some point will turn into a film series. And with them putting it in the early 70s, I love that because I think a lot of people feel this way, guys. Friday the 13th is one of those franchises that just feels like it belongs in the 80s. Like when you see Jason and you've got Jason on the screen. So I think this bodes really well for us hardcore Friday the 13th fans that feel that way, because we can have a time jump of 10 to 15 years and be, you know, early 80s to smack dab in the middle of the 80s. So by the time we are getting movies with grown-up Jason, we can have that retro 80s look. And I love that idea. I think it's one of those things, you keep him in that time, and I think it'll be better for it. And I think it's something that the fans will like better as well. So I'm actually going to bring this one up, and I'm going to read off the names here on the staff. The aquatic staff for 1971 for this season, we're looking at Ashley Waldron, Alex Martinez, Michelle Yanarelli, Madison Eastman, Emily Kappa, and Larry Brown. That's who we're looking at for our staff. So no names that I really recognize. I don't know. Let me know in the live chat if I'm missing something on those names, if I should recognize one of those names. If you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments and let me know as well. And we've got another shot here of a different, this might be a different cabin, I would imagine, but again, Camp Crystal Lake 71, so confirmation on that. And we've got some shots of the canoes, the rowboats, and the sailboats there as well. So, you know, just again, great production design. It looks and feels like that time and era. I mean, I was born in 1982, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but it certainly got that worn in look that I'm really digging. And moving on from there, we've got a shot of one of the cabins in construction. So not much to see here, but the reason why I'm showing you that is because we've got a shot of the completed cabin coming up right now. And we can tell it's the same cabin because of just the shape and the outline. Also, there's this signpost sticking up out of this little flower bed, and you can see that in the previous picture as well. So definitely feeling that, you know, late 60s pouring over into the 70s vibe with the joy, love, and peace mural here on this cabin. And again, I think this looks really good. Man, I hope they don't blow it with the story. If you're watching in the live chat, let me know what you think. Let me know, are you worried about the story like I am? Just based on what I've heard, I'm a little concerned. But also, if you're watching after the fact, let me know what you're thinking about how this all looks and if you are encouraged by what we're seeing. And then here we've got a shot of some of the vehicles that are going to be used. So, of course, it looks like we've got, you know, the Pamela Voorhees Jeep. I don't know who the other vehicles belong to per se, but we've got a nice little sports car there. Of course, we've got our kick-ass like Dodge Ram, big old 18-passenger van there. And then it looks like a bit of a sleek sedan or like muscle car there in the foreground right in front of Pamela's Jeep. And here we got another shot of some of the vehicles. So this just looks like it's moved over a handful of feet. So it just looks like this is where they're keeping the vehicles while they're shooting other stuff and, you know, just keeping them off to the side. So these guys have done their homework. They've done their hard work on the production design and the prop mastering and, you know, providing these vintage vehicles. And honestly, guys, just an overall beautiful vintage look that is very believable as an early 70s East Coast camp. I'm so encouraged by what we are seeing here, but I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the live chat what you're thinking about these pictures, how you're feeling about the Crystal Lake show in general. And if you're watching after the fact, jump on into the comments, give me your thoughts there. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content, because we are going to keep on sharing this Friday the 13th news, whether it's the Crystal Lake show, Jason Universe, anything else that pops up. And honestly, we cover a lot of horror news for movies and TV and just whatever kind of media here on the channel. So if you like that kind of stuff, you want to keep up on it, and you want to hang out with an awesome community, come on over here, make sure that notification bell is hit, and you won't miss a thing.